Oh, that was
Maybe,
intro.
I like the
That's
intro
good.
a lot, but it made me a little like
You like feel like you're gonna
not sleepy, but just like too calm.
like you can't go too like firing on all cylinders like up front because like that's just like way too much. You gotta like ease into it. You gotta ease into it, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate when that happens in movies where it just starts all action. Like, whoa, calm down.
Give
me a second.
Oh, this is a
Rise
bit
of
much for me.
Skywalker.
But like
The
that's
dead
like a
speak.
good action. The dead speak.
That was good. It was good. No, there was an establishing shot. It wasn't just like right into
True.
It's a work in
Kylo
progress.
doing that side step backwards into somebody.
It's all a work in progress. We we'll eventually get some new stuff. We got some stuff in the works. But yeah. Welcome to the live stream today.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Did we do this last Wednesday?
Hello.
Last Wednesday or Thursday, I think.
Was it?
Remember which one?
Or was
One
it
of the
2
two.
Wednesdays ago?
Wednesday. Yeah, it
What
was
year is it?
It was
What
last
year is
Tuesday. Yeah, because last Tuesday was my birthday. So that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Matt is not here
Got it.
today.
No Matt today.
But we are. And yeah, I guess this is a new Wednesday night thing we're going to try to do. Marauders Live, is that the official?
Marauders on a Wednesday.
Wumbo.
That'll do.
That was really bad.
That was good.
No.
But yeah, Jack just recently got back from Batuu / Disney World in Orlando. And we saw all the pictures, but we haven't talked to you about it. So this is fresh. This is the first time we're hearing about your trip. But how was it?
Oh, it was absolutely incredible. We went for 3 days total, but we only got to spend 2 days in Batuu specifically. 1.5 if you want to be technical about it. We spent a lot of the evening of the first day in Magic Kingdom. So we had like a good chunk of it and then had another full day in Batuu. It was very hot. So, like we had to use shade effectively. Everything was socially distanced. Not everyone was good about, keeping their distance, but the cast members, when they spotted things, were really good about calling it out. But like to the actual point of the experience, like walking through like the gates and like suddenly the noises, the visuals, like everything you're seeing is just Star Wars. And you'll hear TIE fighters flying overhead. You'll see like these like A-wing, there's a X-wing just chilling. And then you get even deeper and you're in like the actual outpost, and just all the architecture is just so on point, and the details, every little bit of weathering, it just all lets you live in it. We were just absolutely losing our minds. And especially once we rounded the corner and saw the Falcon, cried a little bit.
As I think everyone probably does.
Yeah, like seeing it in proper scale is just something to behold. Like you're just, it absolutely floors you. It lived up to the hype. Everything about it lived up to the hype.
Yeah.
The first day.
It was the first time you went, right?
Yeah. I haven't been in Disney World since, Disney World, I think since I was 9. 20 years ago.
Yeah, I was saying that earlier to Jamie, because one of these days we're hoping to go to Batuu. We still haven't been yet either. And I haven't been to Disney World since like 2004 or 2005. So yeah, it's been a long time. But yeah,
I went like 5 years ago, but it was pre all the stuff that was like really, really like Disney. It was like the last Star Wars weekends, and so like other than that, like haven't experienced the full.
And then
Disney,
there's
Star
Matt,
Wars.
who isn't here today.
Yeah,
he goes every year at least once. He's one of those families who goes like the vacation club. They go every year. So I'm always like, damn it, I hate you. But he just called me because I was texting him. He's going in June for a weekend to Disney World, and he's going in October. So we were like, Jamie and I were trying to plan to go maybe in October, just like you did, like what, 4 days or something. We did
3 days. Yeah. I think that's the perfect amount, because honestly, we went from dusk till dawn, and we were like doing all sorts of stuff all day, walking around everywhere. I mean, you do a lot of walking. It's like being in New York. It's just so much being on your feet. So I think 3 days is honestly the perfect amount. Maybe 4 if you're like doing that so you can pace yourself and like go back to the hotel and like relax for a bit. Cause I did that on the last day, and boy, was that a great call, because I could just like sit by the pool and just relax. And especially on a hot day, just like soaking it in.
Yeah.
Even with a bunch of kids like just splashing about. Like I didn't care, because I just had my own little bubble. I was just like,
Still good.
because Disney has these awesome like Skyliner things, so we get to just take these like little skylifts over and then to the place that you're trying to go to. It only goes to Epcot Magic Kingdom, but very handy compared to the buses. And so yeah, like the first day we started off by going straight to that morning at 7 a.m. I mean, I'm going to drop some hot tips for anybody trying to do Rise of Resistance, because it is a bloodbath trying to get a reservation for Rise of Resistance. There's 2 chances, 7 a.m. and 1 p.m. You got to be ready to go. You got to have a good phone with good internet and a good signal. So you got to have all 4 bars, 5G or 4G. You got to have the app open, registered, all that crap. You got to have your party with all your people from who you're trying to go with added through the Disney World app and stuff as registered members, because only those people can join using the Magic Band. And so like you got to have a few people. I recommend 3 or 4, because if you do more, like it can confuse the system. Have like 3 or 4 people ready to go at 6:59 or 12:59, and as soon as you see it, you hit join, and it'll tell you whether or not you got it or whether or not you got an error. Like we did it within like milliseconds, and it was already down to like 58 or 67 groups already assigned.
Oh, jeez.
So it was pretty crazy how quickly like those things dried up. And I know the reservations for Ogas and for the Droid Builders and Savvies are also pretty hard to come by. We were lucky enough that one of our members of our group, Victoria Lind, who's a travel agent, if you're looking for anyone to help you plan your trip, I highly recommend her, because she knows exactly what you'll need.
She planned it all from a Chili's restaurant. I was there. I saw it.
She's incredibly efficient, and we really maximized the vacation and had a lot of fun because of it without stressing too much. Anytime things went wrong, like we did a good job of just like figuring out a game plan or solution, especially because Rise of the Resistance broke down 80% of the way through the ride. That was pretty crazy, because like we got to kind of walk around the ride because they had to like let us off the system that we were in at that point, and like kind of just get to look at the set with a little bit more of a closer look.
That's always pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah. There's some like details that I wish I could have seen up close. I wish I kind of had broken down in this part versus that part. Even still, I don't want to spoil too much, because it is definitely something that I refuse to watch any videos, any like video throughs. I do have footage of it. I like put my phone in my pocket just so I could have any B-roll of it. I'm kind of hesitant about using it because I don't want to spoil the experience for anybody when I talk about it in like in a full review.
Just do like bits of it. You don't need to do like the entire like walkthrough of it, because like people do post like the full video walkthroughs, like
teasers.
My video isn't going to be very good quality anyway, because it was like wide angle vertical, so I'm gonna have to crop.
Yeah, you're gonna be like, zoom in really close.
It may not be helpful except to jog my memory. COVID definitely affected the experience.
Yeah,
because like we had to separate into different like little groups. But when you let that go, you have yourself an amazing experience that is a blend of a few different things at once. And you don't know what's going to come out, like what's happening at each moment, and like you're kind of like you're literally there for the ride. And some things like literally had me going like, oh god, as things are happening. And rides usually don't get me like that. I'm usually one of those people who are like trying to see the gears behind things, because that's what I'm more curious about. And I got totally lost in the moment.
That's good.
That's amazing.
That's really good.
How would you grade the ride, or like either 1 to 10 or give it a grade? Like, how was it?
I would say probably an 8 out of 10 based on what I experienced. It probably would have been a 9 out of 10 without COVID. I don't know how much more packed it would be and all that kind of stuff, but like those kind of things were a little bit immersion breaking. Yeah,
exactly. Like, the First Order officers wearing like face shields and a mask. It's like, oh wait, it's COVID times. I forgot.
Yeah. And it would have been nice if there was a way to like limit the people that you're seeing at once, because like having all these different people like with their like, you know, tourist bags and stuff is also pretty immersion breaking.
Yeah.
That being said, they put a ton of work into it, and it shows. And I loved every bit of the experience. And I'm glad we got to experience it like 1.8 times, because it was pretty tough to come by as it was. Basically what happened when the ride broke down is they gave us a voucher on our bands so that we could do a fast pass, and we could have used it on that. But because part of our group wanted to go to Magic Kingdom, we used it on Smuggler's Run again. I would love to just segue right over to Smuggler's Run, because
Yeah, let's do that.
anything else I do on Rise of the Resistance is just going to be spoiler heavy. Smuggler's Run is pretty simple to talk about in terms of like what you're going to feel about without spoiling anything. Because I mean, you're in the Falcon, so you kind of already know what you're expecting. You got 2 co-pilots, 2 gunners, and 2 engineers. If no one's in a position, Hondo will essentially help you out with that part, but you won't do as well as if unless you had like a full group or a really competent group maximizing each part. So it knows how to autopilot certain things in case you don't have a full party. And if you wanted to, you could literally be one person managing both parts of the ship, because you do is you hit a button to like say I'm here, and that like makes it not autopilot. So you could be like doing both at once if you wanted to. Didn't get a chance to do that, but I did the Hans seat, the right side, twice, and I did the engineer, and it is again like they just nail the experience. Like flying off, like you're like trying not to smash into things, like a ship is taking off and you're like trying to not knock into it, and then you go into hyperspace, and then like the jump of everything like pulls you back, and then when you kick out of hyperspace, you know, in the movie they're always like
yeah,
and like that happens, like it just shifts you forward and you're like, oh god, all right, let's keep going. And I won't spoil like what you're doing or anything if someone doesn't want to be spoiled on it, but like they totally nail it. Like you're just like totally like you're like yelling at like guys, come on, repair the engines. Oh god,
oh my
shoot
god,
down that tie.
that's
what
amazing.
Are you doing? Don't hit that.
I gotta say, hey Millie, and hello Starlight Beacon Transitions. Hello guys.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
What?
Glad you're here.
My friend.
I
love it.
My friends.
My friends.
We have to talk about live action Hondo.
I cannot wait for Hondo to like be in more content in general, but like I hope that like they actually put Hondo as like a walking around character in the park. Like that'd be like killer, because he's been in like the pre-show stuff for it.
Yeah.
And like the promotion stuff. And so like they literally have the costume and they have at least an actor to do that one bit, and it's like
And I want to talk about that. I'm glad you brought it up, because live action Hondo haunts my nightmares.
oh, the animatronic or actual live action Hondo?
The animatronic is fine. I have no problem with him, and he seems more believable. The live action one that you see in like this little screen and like on your console.
Okay, that Hondo.
Like okay, the makeup is fine. It's Jim Cummings, so it's fine.
Yeah.
You know, like that's all fine, but like I think they just chose, in my opinion, the wrong facial structure for whoever the base actor is, because he just looks wrong. I can't describe it without showing you an example, but like every time we looked at it, just like I don't like it.
There's something wrong.
Live action Hondo isn't real. Live action Hondo can't hurt you.
All right, Disney Parks Hondo isn't real. Disney Parks Hondo cannot hurt you, but live action
the
Hondo
animatronic looks pretty good, right?
Yeah.
The animatronics are really, really great. There's a part where the hologram in Rise of the Resistance of Rey, and like
oh yeah.
You don't see like the screen or anything on the side that's like helping make that happen. So like it just that's a hologram. Yep, I'm sold.
That's so cool.
Like it's got the flicker and everything. And it's funny when you come out of the Falcon, because I like that ride a lot more than Rise of the Resistance as a hot take, just because you have more agency over the ride. Like you can do a really good job and get a great score, but if you do terribly when you land, the Falcon's like sparking and stuff.
Oh, wow, that's really cool.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's cool to have it like
both on purpose.
it's not just a ride; it's like it's a game.
Yeah, more
It's
interactive.
cool. Interactive,
It's the most interactive ride I've ever been on, and I love it for that. The only one that could beat it for me, well, no, this doesn't beat it, but I just have fond memories of like the Pirates of the Caribbean ride they had in Disney Quest. Not the one in Magic Kingdom.
I know what you're talking about though. Back at Disney Quest.
Yeah, you had like cannons and stuff. My
Mhm.
family and I all did that, and we loved that. We rode.
Oh yeah.
Anywho, so yeah, I love Smuggler's Run. That was a dream come true to get to pilot the Falcon and like being in the area. Like it's only a small snippet. It's not the whole Falcon, but it's okay. You get the Dejaric table and all that, like the main cabin and the cockpit itself, and it's just so authentically created and absolutely worth the amount of money it takes to get in there and see it. And we got to ride it many, many times because we were just like, all right, come on, let's go back in, one more time.
How my next question for you in terms of the park and COVID restrictions and whatnot, how was like meeting the characters walking around?
So the characters, and this goes for all of Disney, they're very social, they're very distanced. They're either going to be up high somewhere or on like some sort of like vehicle going on a surprise parade. Like I saw the Toy Story gang on a surprise parade, and that was cute. Like they found a way to keep a lot of that wonder there while keeping distance from the crowds. For the Star Wars, it's a little different. Like there's a section where there's a lot of the Resistance characters show up. So you'll see poor Chewie out there in the sun waving with his bowcaster. You'll see Rey hanging out with her staff, and she'll just kind of walk from place to place, and she'll interact with fans if they come up. And you'll get Vi Marati being all sneaky, doing sneaky Vi stuff. And she actually, the actor, I'm pretty impressed because they really know their stuff, the way that Disney has cast these people to play the characters. Because one of my friends, James, he had just read the Black Spire book, and like all the plot details were fresh. So he like went up to her and like we all were Disney bound. So like I had a smuggler character I created, and James was basically, his character's like an ancient Sith Lord whose body was cloned, and then he got back into it because he was stored in his holocron. It's a long story. You know how D&D campaigns get. Anyway, so he had like this like tattered robes on and stuff, and sort of like a vague Sith vibe. And he like called her by name, like her agent, her like code name, which I can't remember. And it was like, I wanted to send my condolences about Archex. And like they had like a little conversation about all the like the lore and stuff, and like it was pretty authentic.
That's sick. Yeah,
it's so fun.
I loved it. And like occasionally there will be a First Order TK in the Resistance side, and Vi will like sneak around and punk them, which is always funny. And then there's the like First Order section where you'll have like the First Order store or the 709 store, and you'll have Kylo's ship and 2 TKs, and then Kylo will come out as well. I didn't mess around with them when Kylo was out there, but I did come up to one in my smuggler outfit when it was just the 2 TKs, and he's like, "You citizen, come here." And I'm like, "Yeah, what do you want?" And he's like, "There's a lot of Resistance activity. No one is beyond suspicion. Give me your ID card." I'm like, "I don't have any ID. Don't need it. Don't want to carry it." And he's like, are you asking for trouble? Blah blah blah. I was like, "What is your business here?" I'm like, "Oh well, I was just coming up to see if you wanted to do some target practice, but I figured I might win." And he's like, "Move along, citizen." And I'm like, I guess they use like pre-recorded things, but like I don't know how they do it. How they like choose the ones they want, because it all just flows. Mm-hmm. It was great. So yeah, like they're like on platforms. They're never like more than less than 6 feet away, and you'll see like Vi sneaking around the First Order area as well. So it's like really cool, like especially if you read the book, just getting to see those extra details come to life.
That's super cool.
The beginning of the first day, we did Savi's and droid builders pretty much back to back. I definitely like Savi's more than droid building. Droid building was fun, don't get me wrong. But the vibe of the place was really cool. The droid itself is fun, but it's definitely something that a kid's going to appreciate more than me. That said, I did get
you made him.
I made R2-N5. And funnily enough, R2-N5 is there. He's actually there, and like there's just like this little corner with a bunch of broken down droids, and he's just chilling there. I'm like,
That's the one.
They found him. They fixed him up.
That's probably like the droid also, because like they have a lot of like old set pieces that they just have retired there now.
That could be, yeah.
It's possible. I read I don't know who I was following the other day, but it was a concept artist or something, and they posted a speeder that was one of the other speeders in The Force Awakens, not Rey's, but like another Jakku speeder, and it was just like it's just there.
Oh, you're right. The X-wing that's stationed there is one of the ones that was in Force Awakens as well.
Yeah, so there's like that one also. There's a few other speeders, like literally like a lot of stuff that was in the movies. They're just been like, yep, here you go.
Yeah, it's just like, well, I mean, we don't need it right now. Oh, no. It was either that or it was one of the 3 directors from the Mandalorian episode used that.
That's what it was, yeah.
So yeah, they filmed at Disneyland in the X-Wing.
That's awesome.
Right. Yeah.
What you call it? So yeah, droid building was cool. I liked it. They like the experience is totally worth it if you want to get a droid out of it. Morty doesn't quite know what to do with him. He can sort of work on carpet, so like he's not just a display piece for the most part. But it's fun getting to like make him turn around in his head. He's got a pretty unique like personality to him, but I don't have the box for him nearby. I can't remember where I put it.
Hey, the boxes are like the best part.
Yeah.
R2. They're supposed to be able to like respond to you, but he doesn't always know off the top of his head. I don't remember where.
Gets home for one day, forgets what everything is.
Right?
That's how it goes.
Oh well. Yeah, I can't remember where I put the control box, so he'll probably pipe up while I'm talking. I'm gonna angle the camera down a little bit so I can show things off a little bit easier.
Yeah, let's show off the goods.
Well, the other thing I want to talk about is Savi's. Savi's was so much fun. That is an experience that, no question, if you want to build a lightsaber, do Savi's. The lightsabers themselves, I'm going to be honest, they're not great in terms of like the quality that we expect out of lightsabers. Certain things are already kind of falling apart just from having it worn on my belt. Like these rubber grip pieces are starting to like come off a little bit.
Ooh, damn.
A little bit of a bummer. Alex had a cover tech piece break off. And that now his speakers have an issue. So like the Savi's blades are a little bit lesser quality. I'm going to be completely honest. That may be biased just because, like, again, we're in the custom clubs. We have a bit of a high taste.
Yeah.
However, the experience was totally worth it, and I'm not fussed because I know these are things that I was planning on doing this mainly for the core, so I can make my own pieces, but also I can probably repair most of the things like these rubber things. I'll just glue them back on. It's not a big deal. But the whole like process that they make you go through to build your lightsaber is so well done. I was definitely tearing up at the end once like you actually like ignite it and all that. So it was just, I highly recommend it. Anyone a lightsaber fan, that is definitely something that you want to save the 200 for to be able to make your own lightsaber. So what I'm going to do now is just put in one of the crystals, because I think that'd be a fun thing to do. The unfortunate part is you do have to take everything off. So it's pretty hard to do that in the park when I was like trying to switch colors at night. Which, by the way, if you want to do night shoots at Batuu, they don't really kick people out until like way later. So while technically the park closes at 8, that's just all the attractions and stuff. You can still hang around there. So
good to know.
That's not a problem at all. And that's how you get your cool night shots, even if there's no magic hours. Anywho, so yeah, this is just the blank slate. And so as you can see, it's very modular. There's files online for people's custom parts that they've already made. So I'm probably going to try and make a few of those myself. So to take a crystal, you need a crystal itself. They let you choose one. You only get either purple, red, green, or blue as options in Savvy's workshop. But then you can buy the other colors outside of the park. I went extra and I got all of them. I couldn't resist. So like I got blue right here, classic color. And when you take it out, you just can unscrew it, pops right out. The red has a chance of having a black crystal, and that has Snoke as the voice print. You used to be able to like hold them up to the light and see if it was a red or a black, but they got wise to that. And now there's like a paper insert in there to keep you from being able to see. So unfortunately, it's just luck of the draw. I didn't get one, unfortunately. But honestly, they're really cool. Even though it's just a little chunk of plastic, and I could totally just make a fake one. Yeah. I love the design of it, especially with the concept of everything. So anyhow, you put that in there.
Ooh,
Got some nice little sound bites there. And
very
then
nice.
you got to put the pieces back on. I think I'm doing this in the right order. Can't remember.
Did you get a holocron?
Oh, we'll get to the holocrons.
Okay. Yeah.
Enough to share that holocrons. Okay, this is the...
I remember there's something, if you get a Sith and a Jedi holocron and you put them next to each other, it does the Bendu voice.
Oh, that was the thing I was going to talk about.
Damn, I spoiled it. I didn't know you were going there.
That's okay.
Silent.
But I didn't know about that till like I didn't know about that till a couple of months ago. I was blown away that they had like the detail and the tech to do that.
I'm totally doing this wrong. So you got to take these pieces and the cover and put them on first. I wish you could take this off first. Crystal real quick. I think I can, if I don't put the back plate on, I could probably get away with it, but I won't. Don't need to change to a billion colors. Anyway, yeah, that's what happens. That's the sound it makes if you don't have a thing in there.
I like that.
Just put it in backwards. That's all right. You can buy extra parts at there's like a scraps spot next to the entrance to Savvy's. So if you want to get extra pieces from other parts, you don't have to.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Scraps. I love it. That's
yeah, you can get like
funny.
2 for 20 pieces.
Hey, woke up.
There he goes. So you just had to chip that. You just had to interrupt me, didn't you?
That was a funny little like tone too. I like it.
That was.
Yeah, there's 6 different the droids. There's a really cool feature with them. There are 6 different personality chips. It's funny because we have our astromech in our party who's a bit manic and he has a penchant for knives and he's kind of like a very like peppy kind of attitude. And there's a personality chip that's just perfect for him. I'm like, oh my God, that's Artie. So that was really great. And I just kind of picked one from the Smugglers section because it goes Smugglers, First Order, and then Resistance. So you can kind of pick that set. And they react differently in different parts of the park. So like my Smuggler... Whoa. Well, lightsaber.
Turns off hand.
Yeah, right. I just like that the Luke Skywalker thing from the
it's your father's lightsaber.
Yeah. What do you call it? They'll react in different parts of the park. So when we were in the Smuggler's Run, he was going crazy because he had a smuggler chip or scoundrel chip. And then my friends who had a Resistance one, he was going nuts in Rise of Resistance.
That's
so it was really
funny
cool to see the way they'd react in those different areas.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so they all have different voice prints on the crystals, which is pretty neat. The yellow, I'm not a crazy fan of the color of it, but I mean the sound font of it, but it does the trick. Then there's since we're on the topic of lightsabers, this bad boy.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, so I want to talk about the difference between Savvy's and Legacy. The Legacy sabers are on a whole nother level of quality, in my opinion, versus the Savvy's lightsabers. Because like this one alone, like it's much thinner. It's not as chunky as the. I mean, if you put them next to each other, when you put them next to each other, like you can see, like it's a lot.
Oh, look at that.
Lot chunkier.
Yeah, that's great.
So like the Obi-Wan, I mean, I've been a fan of this hilt since the movie came out. As an Episode 1 fanboy, this was a must. It was either this or Maul, and sadly, Maul was totally out when we were down there.
I'm glad you went with that one. That's like a very underrated lightsaber right there.
If they had Qui-Gon's, I would have gotten Qui-Gon's heartbeat.
One day.
I love that hilt.
It's so good.
Anyway, yeah, so like the quality of this one versus the Savvy's is like a huge difference. I really like the look of this and everything. And the blue sound font's a little quiet. Some of them are a little bit louder than others. They're all kind of quiet. I wish I could mod them to make them a little louder, but I don't really know what I'm doing when it comes to that. So they're a little on the quiet side, but like as far as like a good replica, these are very cost effective and very good quality in terms of accuracy. Like this is cheaper than an Ultra Saber and more realistic looking, in my opinion. So if you're looking for a good blade, especially in the costume clubs and on a bit of a budget, this is like a mid-tier blade for a low-tier cost. So I highly recommend checking them out if you're thinking about getting a blade from Galaxy's Edge, especially one of the Legacies.
We'll find out on Saturday.
We'll find out this weekend.
I'm very excited to see that. I have I have a Ben Solo saber I ordered from there, which is great.
Nice.
But I'm very excited to see how that brings us to the Ray Saber.
Mhm.
Like, it came out of nowhere. What are the odds that they released that while the 3 days you were there?
and Leia. So I had so many people being like, "Yo!"
I felt bad because I was like, I had to message you, but
I honestly, it was just you and Ariel, so like that was fine. I honestly should have just had you guys ship them back. It was done with me to take them in my carry-ons and stuff, my checked bags and stuff. As it turned out, because I had this unnecessary stress of one of my bags being delayed, which then got delivered to me at 4 a.m. this morning.
Yeah.
I'm glad
I like woke up, was like going to the bathroom, and I'm checking my phone, and I'm like, "Oh!" And I like got up, finished what I was doing, called the guy like, "Hey, you still here?" And he was. He'd been waiting around for an hour, bless him. And so I got my stuff, and that's how I got Obi-Wan back, and my Mando boots and my Anakin belt. Like that would have been some costly pieces to replace.
Yeah,
because it was part of my bounds. So like I thought nothing of it at the time, but like, that was kind of heart-wrenching for a second. I was like, what if I lose those? Anywho, so yeah, really impressed by the Legacy blades. Heartbroken that they didn't have them all. But they all looked really great. I think Leia's, the copper, didn't quite look coppery enough. It was a little bit more orange for my taste. It stinks that hers and Luke's, due to the Galaxy's Edge blade system, you have to have a chunkier hilt when you want to use the blade.
Yeah.
Not the most distracting thing when you're using it, but if you didn't have the blade on, it's like, that looks wrong.
Yeah.
But like, hey, best of both worlds, I guess. So yeah, I was really pleased with those. And since you mentioned holocrons, got these got these immediately. As soon as I had a place where I could buy them, I'm like, yep, getting these. I remember when Scott and Kendra first showed me theirs, and I was like, what? And just, I love it. It's super loud. I wish I could just leave it on in this mode, but it's just like being a holocron the whole time. So you can't really just, and you touch the two contacts.
Always remember, your focus determines your reality.
Yes.
Okay, did you have the Qui-Gon prepped and ready to go just for us, or were you listening to it on your spare time?
Little column A, little column B.
Always remember, there's always a bigger fish.
Feel, don't think. Use your instincts. What's a good one to show? Let's see. The white's, what's in the white one? I can't remember what the white one has. Threw that one in there. I just love the way they thought of this. Like it just, even though it doesn't quite make sense in canon, I still think it's so cute, and I just love the idea of it, being able to change the color of it.
The Force is with me, and I am with the Force, and I fear nothing.
Oh,
all this.
Yeah,
the Force wills it.
That makes sense.
So that's a clear crystal?
Yeah, that's the white crystal.
The white crystal? That makes sense. That's pretty cool because like Jin had the necklace. So yeah, that's really cool. That's super cool that he's included in that.
You could have stuffed that in a lightsaber and gotten a white blade.
Yeah.
Without having a purifier red one.
Stuffed it in a lightsaber.
It would have been neat if it also did Ahsoka.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna do Ahsoka, but
I wonder, I could try another couple times just to see if anything else comes out before I do the Sith one.
I think that like there's like different programmings for different crystals, and so there are like multiple variations of like the white and the blue and everything. So like,
is Snoke the black crystal because of his ring?
He's only in the black. Oh, that's a good call. That's a good call. Like,
as soon as you said that, I was like,
what was I gonna say? It reminds me of the little chips that they used to carry with all the Kenner dolls. With the episode 1.
Yeah.
And you had like the giant Jedi communicator there.
Yes. I love that thing.
Let me try this again. It has like a boot up sound and then it can play things. Oh my god.
The Force is strong.
Nope.
There he is again.
Yeah. Just try it. That's really cool though that
others be with you.
they be like, hey, they call Donnie again, just be like, hey,
Donnie,
can you record some more lines for us? Like
Donnie, my boy.
Oh man.
We got this bad, Larry. There's a lot of whooshing going on right now. And then this one. Oh wait, I don't think I have a crystal in this one.
We're just listening to the whooshing.
Where's the opening? This one's a lot harder to like find the opening on it right away.
As it should be.
Yeah. A lot of danger. The cool thing is that you can take a Jedi one. We'll put a green in here, and now it's green.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Almost looks like the Wayfinder.
Yeah.
Ooh.
See if it says anything. I don't think it says anything though. It just like turns that color. We were playing with a lot, but then there's the thing you mentioned with the Bendu. So I'm just gonna place him on top. It happened the first time like right away. Oh, there it goes. Now they plate it. This is hard to do while I'm holding it.
Jedi and Sith wield the
Yes.
Ashtar and Bogan, the light and the dark. I'm the one in the middle, the Bendu.
Oh yeah, he's got a
That's
few.
so good.
Oh, AJ, we need to get both just for that.
Just to do the
reason.
Bendu.
Just
Yeah,
for the Bendu.
I was super
And the
happy. I got
Bendu
both of that.
only. Bendu only. That's why.
Oh yeah, sure.
Kanan Jarrus Jedi
Watching
Knight.
you, Kanan.
You gotta,
Um, The other thing I haven't done yet is you can take a red one and corrupt the Jedi one. So we'll do that live for you real quick. Oh no, I've did it now.
What have
Oh,
you done?
no.
I've corrupted it.
Adventure. Excitement. A Jedi craves not these things. You are reckless.
That's so good.
Yoda sasses you for putting a Sith.
Attachment leads to jealousy. The shadow of greed, that is.
That's
Oh man,
great.
that's so good.
See, like those are the little touches that I love about Disney's Imagineers. I
Yeah.
will say some of the toys were frustratingly cheaply made. There was like this little like the resistance ring that they made into a keychain instead. Loved it. I'm like, okay, I'll get one of those, and it broke within a day.
Mm.
Oh,
I was really bummed. However, there are two things that I think is us being like trooping and whatnot very handy to know about. One is this guy, which is the cover text / declip.
oh, it's
attachment.
both.
Yeah. So you
That's
can
fun.
pop that on there.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Comes out just as easily, which was very
Right
impressive.
there.
As being like, oh, it's so easy for them to just snap it off in the movies, and
Mhm.
now it makes sense. It's kind of
Right.
like when I did Mando. I'm like, how the heck is his rifle sitting on there? And it's like, now I get it.
Yep.
Mm.
And we got the old cover tech. Yeah, classic. Anyway,
Nice.
and then something that I think for anyone who troops or just wants a good way to take care of a good quality lightsaber when you're traveling with it, because I know like my first few troops with Anakin have been a nightmare trying to keep my blade safe and everything. And I'll be like, hey, look at this. It's a lightsaber blade along with my like carrying stuff. And that's the travel bag, the fancier one. So this one is really, really cool. It says Force user on the back in Arabesh. And or Force wielder. And it has like a nice rigid part for the blade for the hilt, and then a part for the blade. You stick like the wrench you need to it to screw your lightsaber in so you don't forget it for once. Cough, cough. That's me.
Yeah.
I've lost
Damien-
like every single
Damien needs
blade.
that.
No, not
Same.
blade. I've lost every single little wrench, and I have to ask like Scott like every time. I'm like, Scott, can you give me your wrench again? And he's just like,
I know. I'm the same way. I'm cursed every time. Like it just walks out on me.
I lost it at like one event like a long time ago, and it's never. I just haven't gotten around to replacing it. One day.
I get you. That's I it's like, where did it go? What? Come on.
Where did it
Again?
go?
Why? And it's always like, oh no, I have it. And then I get there and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, those were some of my favorites. I did get a lot of other like non-Disney stuff, but non-Star Wars stuff, but I'd say those were like the prime things that I was happy to be able to bring home. I'm sorry, I forgot the best one of all.
The best one.
Best one. It's gonna be like Morty. No, I'm kidding. Just this cat.
Oh,
Oh, it is Morty.
You're close. It's Morty the Loath Cat. We call him Loathmort.
Lothmort.
Lothmort. I love him.
Let's see, is he on? I think I had to turn him off for the flight. Hold on.
He makes noise.
Oh yeah, it's great. I I was blown away as soon as I said hello, because you can actually go.
Whoa.
He like makes little squeaks exactly like my cat.
Oh my god.
What does Morty think of him?
He gave him a little sniff and a rub. So he said
A
hello.
sniff and a rub.
And if you do this,
Oh.
he's
I
got
didn't
little
have the mouth
chompers.
open.
He's got little chompers,
Oh my god. Oh my god.
and he fits right here.
Perfect.
AJ, we need to get the Loth cat. I didn't know it did. Okay, look.
He purrs when you pet him.
Going into Star Wars Celebration 2019, we hadn't watched Rebels yet, and so like I didn't give a crap about anything. The Loth Wolves, the cats, I didn't care, right? I highly regret it because they had a lot of plushies of both at Celebration, right?
No.
And so then we watched Rebels, and I still didn't like the cats that much, but they've really grown on me in the past like year or so, and now I'm just like,
They have one that's just sitting there in a cage, just taking a nice little nap.
chilling, and
And he's so
with the toy porg. Does it have a porg?
yes.
Yeah.
like, oh my god, I love it. Like I wanted to get the big porg that like has like the mouth and it also has the funny teeth, but like I don't know how the rest of the flock here would like take that with a guy with a lot of teeth. So
I don't like the one with the teeth.
The shoulder
like the
porgs
one-
are cute. I got one for Connor because he asked me to get him a porg, and I was like, well, this one I think I can fit this one in, and I could just barely.
Oh, look
That
at
was the
that.
celebration one.
Little
We
babies.
missed out on it.
That's a good quality one too.
Yeah.
I really want to get the Kwokia monkey lizard shoulder sitter though. I really,
There's different colors, right?
if I'm gonna pick
Yeah,
one,
there's a couple ones there.
we're gonna get the normal like tan
I like
salacious
the blue
bee.
one.
The classic
Blue one is a little crazy, but I don't know. Maybe if we're feeling the blue, but if anything,
see.
that's the kind that we're gonna get if we go.
They're
when we
great.
go.
The market was a little hard to get into because it's very limited capacity, so you had to wait a while to get in.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But, there wasn't a whole lot that I got from there, but it was just, again, just happy to stand in each of these awesome Star Wars places.
Yeah.
The
When,
food was... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. When you're there, like, do they still have like the photo pass people like walking around to like take photos, or how does like that work right now?
They do. Yeah. Like they'll just, if you have Magic Maker, then you can just tap your band to it, and then they'll let you take your masks off for that and take your photos. We did a couple of them. We got very distracted, so I didn't get to do all of them, but we took our own photos that were pretty darn good, if I say so myself.
Good.
So.
I saw one of Alex laying in front of the Falcon, and I'm like, there it is.
He did
There
it.
it
Yeah.
is.
He's like,
There's
wait,
the
I
you're
got-
welcome.
Yep, I was like,
There
I got a
it
photo to take. I got the photo to take.
The
I'm like,
photo. I saw it. I loved it.
Yeah, it was like that's like that tops it. That tops any
Yeah.
other one he'll ever do.
He can never do it again. He's done. Time to retire.
Well, I don't know
I
about
know.
all that. What do you call it?
The
The food was really
Yeah.
good. I only got to try the Ronto roast wrapper, the Ronto wrap, whatever.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. I liked it. The like, I don't recommend the charcuterie platter at Oga's. That wasn't very nice. Like, it was just like, I don't know, just a lot of weird things. And like, one of the items was fried pork,
Oh,
caught fresh this morning.
wow.
My favorite thing to watch about Galaxy's Edge, this is so dumb, but there was a short that came out last year that was animated for
Yes.
Galaxy of Adventures, and it's Black Spire Outpost, and it's literally Chewie and a little porg getting out the Falcon, and the porg's just flying around Batuu, and he's just having an adventure. It makes me so happy to watch that short, and it ends with the porg flying right into Ronto Roasters and almost flying right into the spit before Chewie catches him so he doesn't die. So, like, I love how you're like, there's fried pork, because I'd be like, oh my god, it's the pork.
It was him.
Porg.
There's a
Oh,
lot of
no.
emptiness. Oh no, not yeah. That's as soon as you said that, I'm like, oh god, no.
Yeah, it's like, oh no.
Did you get
but
the blue milk?
Yes, I tried blue and green. I liked both, honestly. I think they're
Ooh.
both fine. Like
Wow.
I hate coconut, and I can tell you I didn't really care about
Hmm.
coconut. I got blue milk and green milk.
Hmm.
Like their slushies, don't drink them too fast. You will get brain freeze instantly. It's amazing how fast it would hit you. I tried the alcoholic version of the blue milk because it had rum in it, and that was really good.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Very yummy. And speaking of alcohol, Oga's was incredible. Like it's no Mos Eisley Space Cantina, but it's something its own. It has like, I mean, Rex, DJ Rex is great on his own. You know, yeah, He's just laying it down. One time he was just goofing off and like doing this thing, like tweaking his like sound profiles or whatever. And bartender goes, "Hey, Rex, get back to work!" And then he starts playing songs again.
That's so funny.
That's great.
We had the same bartender both nights. So when we came back the next night, we repeated our bounds for the next day because I gotta keep staying in Star Wars.
Yeah.
And he just is like, "Well, if it isn't you three."
I love it.
Like, wellity. And so like we had a good banter with him. He was great. The drinks were incredible. So I tried the fuzzy tauntaun first, and that was really, really good. It numbs your whole face from the bubbles. And the drink itself is also yummy, but like just such a weird sensation. And like, if I could replicate that at home, I'd totally make that. I tried the Jedi Mind Trick, which was pretty good. I don't know. It wasn't really my style. It wasn't a whole lot of drink to drink anyway. It was like a lot more ice on that one. But the Bespin Fizz was incredible. Essentially, it's like this like really like tall and like wide and then narrow in the bottom drink with like dry ice or something in the bottom so that the drink bubbles actively while you're drinking it. And like, they're just all so futuristic and like fancy and totally worth the whole cost of admission in terms of even just getting an OGAs, and that takes a lot of effort because you have to do it like 30 or 60 days in advance for the res. But the second time we got out right as closing of the park, so that's when we got to do all our photos, just kind of goofing around with our lightsabers. But like just the vibes, the bar has like the light in it and everything, and they've got all like the IG heads and stuff like it's got all the makings of a classic bar. There's like a hyperdrive in the middle that where Rex will break down and they'll like smack that and it will make him boot back up.
I love it.
There's so many details. There's porg nests everywhere. It's great.
They're
like
invasion
made out of wires and stuff. It's so cute. And everyone's totally into it. Like, and love the fact that we were all into the lingo. We're like, everyone's like, yeah, bright suns, like bright suns. And then whenever we were leaving, like till the spires, and started reaching my actual lingo. I'm like, okay, I got to stop once I get out of Batuu.
Just talk like that in the normal world.
I almost started saying it to cast members outside of Disney's, outside of Batuu, because I'm like, I know the people in Galaxy's Edge are hip.
Yeah.
But someone yeah, maybe at the edge of Hollywood Studios, like, what's he? Oh, god damn it, he just came from Galaxy's Edge.
One of these people.
Yeah,
love it.
We did Star Tours as well, and that was fun seeing it updated with all the like Rise of the Skywalker stuff and everything. It stinks though. I think it was shorter because we had this guy in the back who just wouldn't keep his mask on, and they had to stop the ride in the beginning like 3 times to be like, dude, put your mask on.
Really?
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
That was on Rise?
That was on Star Tours, not Rise.
Oh, Star Tours. Okay, sorry.
That's
crazy. Oh, right. Yeah, the Rise of Skywalker stuff on Exegol and whatnot.
Yeah.
We did that, and I didn't know that there were Diego Andri on Kef Beer, and I didn't need to know that. And now that scene has a whole new context, because if they fell into the water, they'd have to deal with that. No thanks.
Yeah. Huh. That's interesting.
But it was good, like just like getting to revisit that from being a kid to now. But yeah, like those are like the main things that really hit me and that I had the most fun with were things like that. Smuggler's Run was definitely my favorite of everything, again, just because of how much control you have over the ride, and multiple rides is not just that experience again, but like it can be a little different each time. And Rise seemed to be as well. Without giving too many spoilers away, there was a point where a character was in one position when it failed on us, like not anywhere near us, and then the next time they were, and they were like right there with us at that same moment in the ride. So we're like, how many variations does this one have? Because we'd run it twice, and that was like one of the main differences. Plus like positioning in certain action scenes where like one was definitely way better than the other. And then like the building experiences were just totally lived up to the hype, and the Falcon, and I wanted to live there. We're like, guys, where do you think we could hide out? Just like get a comfortable little spot, get cozy, and then we could just live here. We could just be in Batuu. We'll be in Batuu.
Now, did you? I mean, I've heard this about the California version, but did you hear the pod racing on the radio station?
Oh yeah, we heard that from our friend Ryan.
I didn't know. I didn't get to hear any sort of like radio station or anything playing through the park.
I've heard the best place to hear it is if you go towards the bathrooms.
Oh, speaking of the bathrooms, there's 2 bathrooms in Batuu, and one is like kind of fancier than the other, but the really grungy one in the market is totally the one I recommend because it's basically like you're going to the bathroom in a trash compactor, and like
Nice.
nothing beats it.
That's all we want in life.
Those bathrooms, holy smoke! I'm not even kidding. One of my favorite accounts that I follow is literally an account of all of Disney's trash cans, and it's called Disney Cans. I love it. It's great. It's just
We're gonna make one. Disney bathrooms.
Disney bathrooms. There probably already is one.
Batuu bathrooms.
There
That'd be a
definitely
messy one
already
to
is
try
one.
to get footage of.
But yeah, there's so like that's like my favorite fun fact about like Batuu is that they have like their own radio station. So it's 401.72 if anyone's wondering. BSO.
There's a radio station. I would have totally listened to it.
I got
Jamie made a character.
I got a lot of thoughts about that.
Speaking of which, Farm Boy asked, he said he makes Toronto wraps at home, breakfast and supper ones. Interesting. And he also asked, he knows Jamie and I cosplay, and he asked if Jack cosplays. Jack absolutely does cosplay. If you want to describe some of your costumes.
My Instagram account is right here, Rocinante Cosplay. You can also find me on Twitch at Rocinante152 if you want to see me game. But I do Clone Wars Anakin, hence the shirt, as well as The Mandalorian are 2 of my favorites. That one's still work in progress, but only by like this much.
It's so close.
I'm any day now. And I also do Kyle Katarn. I had Iron Man at one point. Now it's down to just Tony Stark. And I have Scarlet Spider. You can actually see some of them behind me. You can see my and my Scarlet Spider. And there's a couple of others in the works. I have a Han Solo. You can see the jacket and shirt right there. I just need to get some boots, the belt, and finish the blaster. All sorts. And I'm always posting. I'm going to be posting a lot of my Batuu photos on my Insta for the next few days because we got a lot of cool photos of us in our Batuu bounds. Because again, they're based off like characters we've kind of developed over a year's worth of play. So like that was really fun to be able to kind of live them out a little bit while we were down there.
Definitely, yeah.
Definitely. If you want to see more of that, definitely give me a follow. But you don't have to. You don't have to. It's fine.
Yeah, we'll be doing a cosplay shoot most likely Saturday with Jack. So that'll be fun.
Oh yeah, it's especially good to do it now while it's a little bit cooler because
it'll be hot very soon.
There's a lot of layers.
soon.
What were we talking about before that?
Wrapping up. It's funny that you had mentioned the pod racing on the radio because that was one thing that we mentioned was like how cool would it have been if like in Docking Bay 7 or in Ronto Roasters if they had TVs with pod racing going on and like the Holo News and stuff in the background. That would have been super cool.
So they do. Like so they have like the score playing obviously like around and like the extra sound effects, but they do have the radio station. So they do have BSO 401.72 just like playing. They like named the DJ as like it's a rearranging of the words. I forget that term, but it's Pablo Hidalgo, but they rearranged his name. So he's the DJ for BSO 401.72. So I actually created a Star Wars original character who is a HoloNet radio DJ, cool. which might actually be the plot of the upcoming radio drama if I ever write it, but we're going to talk about that another time.
Start for another day.
Yeah. But yeah, I am obsessed with that like little fact, and so I like need to ask people, be like, "Did you hear the radio station on Batuu?" Because I want to know everything about it, and they're usually like, "There's a radio station."
Yeah, why didn't you message me about this before? I was there.
We didn't think of it.
I didn't think of it. I mean, I wanted to see like what little like details you'd like ask about that way. So
the data pad thing is cool. It's a little hard. I wish it would just stick to it if it was its own separate app or something. But as part of the Play Disney app, you can basically go into like this data pad thing where you can hack different things around the park if it's nearby. So like we were able to hack the Falcon to make the depressurization things activate. So like just those little things are like I highly recommend playing around with that when you're down there because that data pad thing, there's like a lot of details you can pull from that. Like you could do like little jobs for Hondo around the park while you're waiting and stuff.
Jobs for Hondo.
Oh yeah, Matt was telling us about that on the data pad. That's super cool. Like all of it is just so cool. And I seeing you guys go, it was great to see you guys like having a great time, especially like how crappy the past year was for everyone and everything. So to see you guys smiling, when the masks weren't on and whatnot, it was just such a great time to see. Yeah. Obviously, we were jealous and envious, but we'll be able to go one day to Batuu.
It took a lot of saving and help from my family in terms of just being able to afford all this crap that I bought.
Yeah, totally worth it.
Oh, absolutely. Because I don't know when the heck I'm going to be able to go back down. So I made the most of it. And if I do go back down, at least I won't be spending quite so much because I've bought most of the things that I'll be spending that much on. I don't need to build another saber. I don't need to build another droid. So that's a lot of money that I can save. Most of the high-end props were great, but some of the cheaper things are just you could just feel the cheapness, especially for us. We're a little bit on the spoiled side in terms of our expectations, but they had an X-Wing helmet that was pretty good. But once I gave it a deep look over, I'm like, I could do better than this.
You're like, you can make this. So
I have a blank X-Wing helmet ready to be painted and finished, and I just haven't gotten around to it. I should return this. They do make returning very easy. If you stay at a Disney World hotel, you can return any crap that you bought at the parks at your hotel gift shop, or literally anywhere. You could be at Disney Springs, whatever. If you've got it in the receipt, you can return it there. They make it really painless.
I didn't know that, but that makes 100% sense. Because they move so much around, logistically. If you buy stuff, bring it to the hotel for you and all that jazz. And so well,
they don't do that right now because of COVID, sadly. But that is a great service that they provide that I so wish had been there while I was down there because I hated carrying around all that crap. The lockers don't hold blades. They do not fit blades. So just keep that in mind. There's plenty of blades. Make that your last purchase. Interesting fact about that. You can only buy the large and small, Shoto style blades separately. The middle size is what's given with a Savi's blade, and you can only get it from Savi's, which is this weird quirk. Just sell all three sizes.
Interesting.
So I have a medium and a small because I figured it'd be neat to just have my custom blade to be a Shoto style, and have something my Ultra Saber then become, or I don't know, I'll get a different something, another blade, or maybe I'll just use that. I don't know. I'm thinking over what my custom Jedi will be because I think that's what my Savi's blade will be the catalyst for.
There you go. I love it.
Yeah. But I'm trying to think of what else that hit me the most with it. One idea I had that I thought would be freaking hilarious would be if they had a cast member or two dressed in alien costumes, maybe get a Mon Cala or a Mon Calamarian, or I'm trying to think of what else I'd love to see at the bar. Or like a Weequay or something, like Honda's buddies or something, just hanging out at the bar at Oga's. And then when a table is free and they're trying to fill it up, be like, hey, get out of here. Boy, come on, there's got to use this table. Something like that.
That's something they'll add, I imagine. Having aliens is
I think that they would down the road.
Biggest part of Star Wars. Yeah.
That's the one thing
it'd
that
be the easiest thing too. It'd be like filling Main Street. They have the entire cast of characters literally on Main Street for Magic Kingdom. So I feel like they could totally add that in eventually.
Right, because Chewie's the only non-animatronic alien you can find in the parks. Everything else is animatronic, like Doc-Ondar. I wish Oga was a physical character you could see because you just hear her shouting. We were playing Sabacc the whole time we were drinking, so it was great because the bartender would, our server would be like, "You're not gambling, right?" It's like, "No, of course not." I was like, "Good," because if Oga found out you were gambling, he'd be in a lot of trouble. And then sometimes Oga would shout over the speakers, and then the waiter came by. I was like, "I told him, Oga, they won't listen. They're still playing."
I love it. Oh my gosh.
That's so good.
So many little touches that just made the experience that much more real.
Oh my gosh. I love it. Oh, I want to go.
It's so worth the wait. It's so worth the wait. Don't spoil anything for yourself if you can help it. If you haven't watched any of the things from Rise of Resistance or Smuggler's Run yet, keep away.
We've already been spoiled.
No, no, very minorly, and I don't even remember much of it.
Look, okay, so here's the thing with me and theme park spoilers.
Here we go.
You say that.
I agree that yes, there are things that I'd like to be surprised with, but it's at the end of the day, it's a ride in the park, and I experiencing it personally will be a totally different experience than viewing it on someone's screen. So like, because you'll be able to like look
Even
at
just
all
seeing the
stuff and,
Falcon,
like,
it's like, oh, here it is. But then,
right, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's gonna like feel totally different no matter what. But like, I feel like theme park spoilers. I'm sorry.
It's a silly thing to be like, but like for me, it was
there
always
is a
like,
story to the ride.
I want to be fresh with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is
Yeah.
a good narrative
So it's
through it.
like-
Like, it does fit in nicely with Rise of Skywalker. Like, it
Like
definitely
I
is.
don't know the full story. Like I know that you walk through, you go through the hangar gets whatever. I know bits, but I don't know the
Yeah.
whole thing. So
Right.
I don't know.
It's definitely
One
very
day.
convincing.
Yeah.
Our current first world issue that Jamie and I are having is
Oh jeez.
so Celebration got moved up to May.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was going to be August, and it's. I'm glad it. I mean, I don't know what my feelings are, but it got moved up to May, so that's only a year away.
Mm-hmm.
And I had no issue with it being in August 2022. More time to save money
Right.
and whatever. And we were maybe planning on going to Batuu like March 2022.
Mhm.
You're
Just
gonna
for
go to
like
Florida
a trip.
for it.
Yeah,
Okay.
like a trip like you just took, a short one. Obviously, it's a
Right.
lot cheaper than staying like a week or whatever.
Mhm.
Just to go see Batuu, because we don't want our first experience at Batuu to be at Celebration, because that'll be such a busy week and so overwhelming. And like you
You need
mentioned,
a
buying the
day.
merch, I don't want to buy all the merch there and then buy all the merch at Celebration. Like I sound like such a snob complaining about these things, but like I don't know,
I get you.
it's just strange.
Yeah. I mean, we don't go anywhere else. We don't like spend our money on anything else except like essentials, and so like it does like
Yeah.
make sense, but it's just like
I know what you mean. It's a
I'm
tough
sure.
call.
Yeah.
For me, I think I'm gonna wait till next year. Like I assume there'll be another one after 2022. So for me,
Yeah.
I'm hoping like I can wait
Mhm.
another year. It'll give me more money to save so that I can coordinate and figure out who I'm gonna room with, and then I can buy my ticket instead of having to pray that like the surplus ticket sales like lead to a ticket
Yeah.
there. It's just a lot of money to spend in a year. So I know I'm like,
I'm willing to bet the next Celebration, whether it's 23 or 24, it'll be closer to here too. Closer to.
I hope so.
I think it'll be Orlando if I had to bet. but-
Yeah.
I really
We'll see.
want to go to LA. I'd love to visit. I'm dying to. I've never been, but I'd be a lot happier if it was in Orlando because it's a
Yeah.
place I know and I'm familiar with. And then
That's the rumor that it'll alternate like LA to Anaheim because of the whole Disney thing.
yeah,
But I think Europe definitely
is due.
deserves a Celebration. So
Mhm.
I mean, maybe they'll
They do.
build a Batuu over there in
That'd be nice.
In
what is
Paris.
it? Paris?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So I don't know.
I just got to say it was crazy that the Ray saber was available because we talked about this
Yeah.
off screen, but so my birthday is Star Wars Day, and that's the thing that I love. But apparently, it's very convenient when you go on a vacation to a Star Wars exclusive land near your birthday, which is Star Wars Day, because suddenly there's a Leia saber, and suddenly there's a Ray Episode 9 saber, and I'm like, what is happening right now?
Mhm.
And I'm just so excited for you to get to finally get to play with that because like
I know.
We're gonna film that. We'll
I'd
film
ask
the,
what are the
Exactly.
odds, but never ever tell me the odds.
What are the odds though? It's just crazy.
No,
like,
you
and they
would.
didn't even do any marketing for it. Like they kind of announced the Leia,
They're just like,
but the Ray one,
Barely.
the announcement of the Ray was just someone
Someone saw it at the park.
at the park through the
They
glass.
didn't
I was like,
announce
"What?"
it.
I would have probably noticed it because it would have been there and I would have been peeking over again because I was going each day. I was like, I got to see if Maul's there. And I would have been like,
You could have been the one to break the news. To
Yeah,
go
you could have.
viral.
true. It's true. If only I'd gotten up earlier that day.
Damn it!
It's all good.
Too many fuzzy tauntauns.
It was good, right? It was crazy just because like those are the days that we happen to be going and that it's just serendipity. Just worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so happy you did. Thank you so much. Oh my god.
Oh, of course. Like I'm just
know.
happy I had the room. Like, oh my god, my suitcases were stuffed to the brim. I'm surprised neither of them burst.
Oh no.
Nothing broke.
You
Everything
mentioned
made it.
getting a blade, and I was like, no, we got one, or we'll get one later if we need.
Yeah, we'll
another
get one later.
So,
Yeah, you
Those
can
things
order
that you
that. That'll be easier.
Yeah.
That would have been harder to bring because I had both my blades that I bought like in the bags, and one bag was like tied to another, and like, yeah, that's my personal item. We were like, all three of us were, all of
They're
us were
like-
sweating about like how to get our stuff home without having an issue with the sabers. But Orlando's used to it, so no one even asked.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, it wasn't terrible, but definitely recommend. While it would stink waiting for it to get to you, I definitely recommend shipping anything that you buy at Batuu because then you don't have to carry it around.
Makes it easier. Yeah.
Yeah.
You definitely don't want to have to. I don't know. Packing anything on a plane or something, I always get stressed. And obviously, because last night it can get lost or something. So
it was a hectic 24 hours for me.
Yeah.
Just like waking up and be like, what? Oh, it's here? Like they told me it wasn't going to be delivered until like noon. They're like, there's no way that they'll deliver it overnight. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. I don't want to be up at 4 a.m.
They definitely, I mean, it's a process always. So they definitely like just had it on the next flight immediately. And the guy in the van's just like, all right, what? Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Happens all the time.
What a trooper, man. Like whatever they're paying him to do that many deliveries in the middle of the night, that's not enough.
I know.
I was just happy to get
shout out to that guy, wherever you are.
There's Lester. He's a cool guy.
Lester?
Right. Yep, Lester.
What a name.
But yeah, so it was an ordeal getting out. It was a lot easier getting in. We stayed at the Art of Animations resort.
Ooh,
which
yeah.
highly recommend it. It's like a mid-tier price, but like definitely worth it because you get a beautiful resort that's just dedicated to Cars, Lion King, Finding Nemo, and Little Mermaid. And they're all beautifully themed. I think the Lion King one's the best one. That's the one that we had. Like the shower had like the sunset and everything, and it was it's beautiful. And like the swimming pool was a giant Finding Nemo themed swimming pool. Our area was like the graveyard, so it wasn't any kids like playing in the water when we were trying to sleep. But the pool was just great. They had a bar. It's called the Drop Off. I got so many like Finding Nemo themed drinks there.
This is so wonderfully themed. I
love
it.
Like a giant what's the surfing turtle's name? I can't remember.
Crush.
Yeah, they had a giant crush on one side, and the Ray, the stingray.
Mr.
On
Ray,
the other
Mr.
side.
Ray.
Yeah,
Mr. Ray.
and they had like a sprinkler set up with jellyfish. Oh, we're gonna learn about all the animals in the sea.
I love it. Oh my
They're
gosh.
doing like quizzes of like trivia contests with the kids and stuff, and it was just such a great vibe. Oh,
I
such
love
a
it.
great vibe.
It just seems like such an exciting time, and I hope that we get to go soon. Yeah,
I definitely recommend it because, like, again, that Skyliner made it super easy to get to Hollywood Studios or Epcot and just get there in a jiff. The animatronics,
if it doesn't break down,
it didn't for us. It didn't for us.
I've seen a few bad takes from that, and I'm like,
crashed a week before we got there. We're like,
oh jeez.
Oh no, oh no. And on that note, thank you, Jack, for sharing your items with us.
Yeah, this was the live stream of Jack's vacation, which was amazing to hear about.
Star Wars
get to gush about it all.
Oh yeah,
Star Wars themed.
It was a lot of fun to go down, and I'll definitely be coming up with something to just kind of take all these thoughts and construct it into a good like 10-15 minute video for the HoloNet Marauders YouTube page.
Yeah, let me know and we'll get it out there. So anyway, cool. Yeah, thank you, Jack, and I guess that's it for live stream tonight. Thank you, everybody.
Good time. Thanks everyone in the chat. Farm Boy, Millie was there.
Millie was sitting out.
Our friend Levi from All New Nerds.
Ooh, let's go see what he's doing over there.
Yeah.
So, all right. Goodbye, everybody.
Thanks for